Good morning, students. Today we are continuing our chapter 6 NCERT Science, uh, tissue. In previous video we will start our animal tissue. We already discussed plant tissues. Now in previous video we will start animal tissue. In that we will already study about our first type of animal tissue, that is epithelial tissue. In epithelial tissue there are four types of epithelial tissues. In that we will already discuss about two type of epithelial tissues in our previous video, squamous and cuboidal epithelial tissue we already discussed in previous video. Now we are going to discuss another two type of epithelial tissue in this video. Now the third type of epithelial tissue is columnar epithelial tissue. And what was the structure of columnar epithelial tissue? Is pillar like cell. Means you will see here, this is columnar epithelial tissue. Now you will notice that the structure of columnar, what is mean by columnar? It is column like structure, right, like pillar. So you will see here these are cell, this is column like cell, that's why it is called a columnar tissue, in which one nucleus is present. It is very clearly seen. Okay. In that, cytoplasms are present in the tissue of columnar epithelial tissue, nucleus also present, and we all know all the epithelial tissue have their base membranes to give their supports and to provide nutrients and blood supply to the tissues. We will already discuss in our previous video what is base membrane. So now this is the structure of columnar epithelial tissue. It is tall and wide, means it is tall but it is not that much wide. You will see the length was more but the width are very less, that's why it is taller than wider. Now occurrence means where it was found. These tissues are found in lining of intestine. We all know what is lining. We already discussed about difference between covering and lining in our previous video. Once again I will explain you, so it was clearly you understand what is the difference between lining and covering. If this is a oesophagus, okay, what is oesophagus? It is the path from mouth to stomach. So the portion here, it is a buccal cavity from where we are anything eating. So it will take the food and send them at stomach. So the path between the mouth and the stomach, this path region are called oesophagus. If I will coated oesophagus from inside, it is called lining. If we will coated the oesophagus from outside, then it is called covering. Meaning anything that we are coated inside, that is lining, anything that we are coated outside, that is covering. So understand what is lining. So the columnar epithelial tissues are present in the lining of the intestine. Okay, they also present at a stomach and gallbladders in our body. So these tissues are present in intestine, stomach and gallbladder. What was the function? Absorption, secretions and protections. So we all know these three functions was performed by all the three epithelial tissues that we are studied, in squamous, in cuboidal and in columnar. All have same work: absorption, secretions and protections. So this is our third type of epithelial tissue, that is columnar epithelial tissue. So let's I think you will understand what is columnar epithelial tissue. So we will go to the next and last type of epithelial tissue, that is ciliated epithelial tissue. The word ciliated came, that means it was clearly, what is cilia? We already studied in our previous classes, in small classes. Cilia is a hair like structure that is present for a movement and for a locomotion in animals. Okay. Now the ciliated epithelial tissues, what is that? The ciliated word as came means it have hair like structure, its presence. Okay. Now the structure are cuboidal or columnar cells, means this type of cells you will see here. This is ciliated epithelial tissue. Why we are calling ciliated? This is a cell that is in a form of column, okay, or cuboidal. Both, they have both type of structure. It will be as a columnar also, and if it has a cuboidal also. If you will see that this is a cell in which nucleus is present, and this is the if you will see that this is blue line that is drawn here, that is the base membrane. This is base membrane, this is nucleus, and this is cilia. And cilia is a hair like structure. If I will draw it separately, it will look like this structure. So it was present at the top of the cell, means where they have free surface, from there the cilia are present, means they doesn't want any type of surface. So the cells have we all know epithelial tissues was need a base membrane to support for a support surface, but where base membrane means not any type of surface is present, means they have free, where they have free surface, the ciliated epithelial tissues are present there. And the second, cells have cilia on free surface. I told you now, here there are no type of surface present, that's why here cilia are present in a cell. Cilia hair like projection. So we all see here it have hair like projections. Cilia facilitates movement. We all know we will do both type of motion, like movement and locomotion. Movement and locomotion. Plants doesn't able to do locomotion. What was the difference between movement and locomotion? If I am standing here and I am writing, I will up and down our hand from a one position, means I doesn't change the position. From same position, if I will move any part of the body, that is called movement. If I will change the position of my body, then it is called locomotion. What happened? I will go one step back, so I will change my position. So this is locomotion. So cilia facilitate movements. We all know the cell have a basement membrane, they needs surface, okay, but so they doesn't able to move, so for the movement they use cilia. How? You will see that this is a cuboidal surface in which nucleus are present and cilia are present. If I want to move this object from here to here, what happens? It doesn't able, this cell doesn't able to move from one place to another place, but it will take help of cilia. What happens? Cilia will contract and relax their structure, and from the contract and relax from this type of work, it will move the object from one place to another place. So cilia What happens? Cilia facilitates movement to the cell. Occurrence, where it is found? It is found in a respiratory tract, urinary tubules of kidney, fallopian tubes. If you will see, this is our respiratory tract. What is respiratory tract? From nasal cavity to lungs. It is our nasal cavity. Okay, means nose, the nasal cavity. This is called a nasal cavity. From nasal cavity to lungs, and it is called trachea. This is called trachea. So in a respiratory, this all forms a respiratory tracts. So in the respiratory tracts, ciliated epithelial tissues are present. If you will notice that in our nose, hair are present. Okay, and after that, in our respiratory tract, ciliated epithelial tissues are also present to provide a movement inside a respiratory tract. And in urinary tubules of kidney, we already study in our previous video, we will see that in kidney tubules are present. So in that also ciliated epithelial tissues are present. And fallopian tubes. What is fallopian tubes? The reproductive part of a female. You will see here, this is ovary, and ovary is joined with a urinary bladder. Okay, what happened? This is called a fallopian tube. This is called a fallopian tube. The respiratory part of the reproductive part of a female is from ovary to urinary bladder. It is called fallopian tube. Function: movement of mucus, urine, egg, etc. through rhythmic beating of cilia. I told you, cilia facilitate movements. So in respiratory tract, mucus are present to facilitate movement in respiratory tract. The mucus will be moved by the movement of cilia. Same urine and egg. How egg? Now see, this is ovary where eggs are present. What happened? Here the ciliated epithelial tissue is present. So you will see clearly. Here it is ovary and egg are present here. So with the help of ciliated muscle, it will move this egg from ovary to urinary bladder. So with the help of ciliated epithelial tissue. So it was the function of ciliated epithelial tissue to provide movement of mucus, urine and egg through rhythmic beating of cilia with the help of cilia. So this is our fourth type of epithelial tissue. So now our first type of plant animal tissues is over. Now we are going to study about second type of animal tissue, that is muscle tissue, and another name is muscular tissue. What is muscle tissue and what is muscular? Why we are going to study this? Because our whole body is made up of muscles, and so the muscles are present in our body and it have important functions like movements and locomotions. I will explain. Recently I will told you what is the difference between movement and locomotion. So these all happens with the help of muscles tissues. So what was the characteristics of muscle tissues? It is composed of muscle cells or muscle fibers. Means muscle fiber or muscle cells are present in our body that composed our muscle tissue. Muscle fibers are elongated and large size. The size of muscle fiber is very long and large size. Contractile proteins are present in fiber. What is contractile proteins? There are two type of contractile proteins, one is actin and one is myosin. Okay, so it has a work of movement, means contraction and relaxation. These two will help in the movement and locomotion of the body. So contractile proteins will do movement of body. Types, there are three types of muscle cells, muscle tissues. One is skeletal muscles, smooth muscles and cardiac muscles. We all will study these types of muscles in our next video. Thank you.